Hey, so it finally happened. Finally got 86th. Yep, tossed out of the casino. And none of that, but barred from going back. One of my favorite casinos, too. Great penetration, great rules. You know, yeah, it happens. I think I got a little too complacent. You know, figured they didn't really care. I figured for a long time now that they knew that I was card counting and that they just didn't care. Well, apparently, you know, I reached their pain threshold. You know, I think all these casinos have a certain pain threshold, a certain amount of money that they're willing to lose. And once you exceed that, then you're going to be shown the door. And it's different for all casinos, you know. And figuring out where that is for the particular casino you're in is maybe a little tricky. Maybe it's hard to know until you reach it. But for this particular place, it wasn't that much money. It was about $8,000 that I won in the course of about almost 48 hours, about 2 days. You know, not 48 hours straight, but in about 2 days. So anyway, and this particular place, they know me there. Okay, I've been playing there for years. I started playing there, I mean, decades really. I've been playing there since before I knew how to card count. Okay, so there was no sense in trying to hide who I was. So I played with my real identity. I have a player's card from them. I've had one forever, and so I was using my real identity. And I kind of thought maybe that's why, you know, they're not throwing me out, because they know me. I've been playing here forever, and I know it's a small casino. I know a lot of the people that play there. I know a lot of the regulars. You know, it's going to cause some friction if they toss me, you know. Here's what happened. Here's how it went down. First of all, like I said, I was complacent, so I was using very little cover. A little bit of cover, but not much. I mean, you know, I wouldn't raise after a push, but beyond that, I wasn't doing very much to hide what I was doing. One of the suits came down, calling him a suit because I'm not sure what his position was, but he comes down and he's got like 6 security guards with him, you know, and he says, "Hey, Darkstar." Of course, he didn't call me Darkstar. "Can I talk to you for a minute?" I said, "Yeah." So I get up, and he says, "You know, you can continue to play in the casino, but you can't play any 21-based games," is how he phrased it. So no double deck, no blackjack, no Spanish 21, free bet, you know, whatever, all the different games that they have there that are based on blackjack. Can't play any of those. But you can play craps or roulette or slots or whatever you want. Just, and you know, even the carnival games, you know, but not blackjack of any kind. I said, "Why?" And he says, "Well, you know, you know why." And I said, "No, really, I don't." And he said, "Well, you should know why." I said, "All right." And he was kind of like, "All right, is that all right?" And I'm like, "Well, what am I going to do?" And I even said, "You know, what's with all the security guards? What am I supposed to do about it? I'm gonna hit you or something? You know, because you're telling me this. What do you think's going to happen here? You know." You know, so I colored up my chips, you know, and I took them to the cashier, and then I thought, you know, and they were kind of following me, and I thought, you know, I was playing with my cards, so I got a bunch of points. I got some free play for slots and stuff. So I thought, you know, maybe I'll make them wonder if this was a good idea or not. I'll play slots, you know, and I've played slots there before as cover, kind of, but like I said, I've been using much cover lately anyway. So I had all these slot free plays. So I put my machine in the card. Sure enough, still works, you know. Credit's still there. And I start playing my slot credit off. Well, apparently they didn't like that either. And they sent another guy down, different suit this time. And he says, "Hey, you know, I know we told you, you know, you can continue to play here and this and that, but upon further consideration, we would prefer that you just leave the casino." And I was like, "Really?" And they were like, "Yeah, we just think it would be better if you left, at least for today." And so I thought, well, you know, what am I going to do? You know, so I said, okay, you know, I'd obviously prefer to leave quietly, you know. So I already got my money. They cashed in my chips, you know. So I left. And about a week and a half later, 10 days later, I got a piece of registered mail. It had a sign for it, and it said that I was not welcome on their property anymore, and if I returned, that I would be arrested for trespassing. So I got the Trespass Act basically explained to me. So, or they, as they call it, I got trespassed, right? So I can't go back there, or I will be arrested for trespassing. So I'm sharing this story with you in hopes that maybe you guys can learn something from it. I would play long sessions there. They had my real name. Both those things are not a good idea. It's much better if you play shorter sessions. If you play shorter sessions, I don't think you have to use that much cover. In a previous video, I had a discussion about, to use cover or not to use cover, how much cover to use. If you play short sessions, I don't think you have to use that much cover. It takes a while for them to start watching you. And you can play as long as you're losing, is what I think. This is my personal opinion. As long as you're losing, they're not going to pay that much attention to you. Once you start winning, then if you get a high count and you're winning, take advantage of that. Get as much money on the table as possible, and then get out. Now, if you get a high count and you're losing, I wouldn't worry about cover too much. As long as you keep losing, I don't think they're going to pay that much attention to you. That's been my experience. But as soon as you start winning, either you're going to have to use a lot of cover if you want to stay there, or make as much as you can, forget about cover, get the money on the table, and then when that shoe is over, get out. So those are just some ideas for you, but maybe you'll have your own ideas. So I just thought I'd share the story. Maybe you'll learn something from it that I didn't even think of. If you do think of something, I'd love to see your comments on this. Maybe you guys have some advice for me. I learn a lot from you guys too, so that's another reason why I do this. All right, so put your comments in there. Don't forget to subscribe. Please subscribe to our channel to see more of these videos and find out when I release them. You got to turn your notifications on too, by the way. Like the video, please, if you do like it. And until then, may the count be with you.